Hey everyone and welcome back. Well, we actually got the teaser like 2 days ago, so now we have got some more information regarding the upcoming DLC, the changes and updates that's going to be taking place. Not the DLC content, but the quality of life changes and nerfing and buffing, all of those stuff. So in this video, we'll be going through some of those highlights regarding the new information that we have received. So without wasting much time, let's get on with the video. First and foremost, here's the introduction page. So right away, we are informed regarding some of the experience improvements that will be taking place. So the usual filler stuffs you guys know. So up next, there's a glimpse of the Classic A Broadway as well as the Eudora in the taxi liveries being used for the taxi stuff. But yeah, more of that in a minute. So first and foremost thing we have is the vehicle update. So all of the changes, quality of life updates regarding the vehicles. So the first option itself is the one that we already know by now. It is that we can claim all the destroyed vehicles from the Moss Mutual Insurance. Pretty good update. And then there's also an update regarding to the Moss Mutual itself, that there will be no longer charges for recovering personal vehicles destroyed during contact missions. So that's actually pretty good. So if you're in a contact mission, if your vehicle gets destroyed, you need to pay for the insurance. That was actually bad. So anyways, moving on, there's the custom description tags for the garages. This too was informed in the earlier post. That's actually pretty neat. It'll be helpful for a lot of players. Next, moving on, there's going to be individual floors selection. So this, the Eclipse Boulevard garage has 5 levels of 10 car garages. So 50 cars. Imagine going through all of those 50 car lists in order to choose a vehicle. If you're finding a vehicle, you need to scroll through all of that. That was not a well thought out method, so an update to that is going to be pretty good, I can say. And next is a very good topic. There is going to be a stealth mode in the upcoming fighter jet, and the name of the fighter jet is F-160 Raiju. Raiju. So however you guys want to spell that, F-160 Raiju, yeah. So there's going to be a stealth mode. That's actually pretty good. I think somewhat like the helicopter that we already had. So somewhat like that. And there's also talks about the engaging of the VTOL mode. So yeah, for the console players basically. And then there's going to be an option to re-request the MOC, Avenger or Terabyte. That's actually a very good, decent improvement, because earlier we had to send those MOC or the Avenger or even the Terabyte back to those properties and then request them again with a short time delay. So having this feature, which should have been there right from the beginning, but finally we are getting it, it's actually going to be pretty good. Next, there's going to be filters for the race types, because there's like tons of races, so that's going to be pretty good as well. And as you all saw from the image itself, the Willard Eudora as well as the Albany Classic Air Broadway will be available for the taxi missions for those that actually do those missions. Anyways, moving on, the lesser used vehicles are going to be removed from the game website. So if you guys have any particular vehicle that you guys want to add to your garages, then get them right away, because moving forward, they are going to be restricted to a certain time limit. They're going to be adding it to the showrooms and then removing them. So make sure to get them before the DLC drops by Tuesday. Moving on, there's going to be gameplay updates as well. So first and foremost, we'll be getting the option to register as a boss. So instead of registering through the SecuroServe as a CEO or through the motorcycle club as a president, you can register as a boss, which will be merging both the CEO as well as the motorcycle club boss. So yeah, all I can say is that this is actually an advantage as well as a disadvantage. Because I'll tell you right away the biggest disadvantage of this. Imagine you just want to do the CEO work, but now you're registered as a boss, which means, the motorcycle president thing is also active. So keep in mind, your motorcycle club bosses will be open for getting raided. So this is actually a pretty bad thing, I can say. I mean, I don't know like how everything is going to be working out, but in my best guess, this is literally how it's going to be. So this is somewhat in a downside, a huge disadvantage for the players that are going to be grinding the businesses. This is going to be a real drawback. Moving forward, there's going to be the buy all option for the armor and also the rank requirements. There were certain armors that were locked for the new players. They had to level up. So those are going to be removed, which is a good thing. They can't do those heists or missions that require a lot of armor and weapons. So pretty good, I can say. And also the armors are going to be restocked while restarting a mission. because these armor would get depleted while doing these missions, and if we actually failed them and quickly restarted them, we would have no armor left. So this is a very good change as well, really appreciate it. And also another point regarding the armor itself, take a look at this point. When we are equipping the body armor from the weapon wheel, the armor used will be relative to how much damage the player has taken. So somewhat of the trickery being used here. So based on the amount of damage the player has taken, like 50% or 25% damage, so the armor that will be equipping, the auto equip feature, it is going to determine how much armor that will be requiring. So if you have just received like 10% damage, then I think it's going to be using the lower level armor. So something like that, Moving on. Yeah, well, this is one of the funniest as well as the weirdest thing. The English Dave calls and also the Tom Connors calls, the players will no longer be receiving them. I mean, guys, if you ever, jumped out of an aerial vehicle and you were, parachuting to the ground, you would get these random calls from English Dave or Tom Connors, and you could not cut those calls. So evidently, you would fall to your death. This was literally horrible, and ever since English Dave and Tom Connors were introduced, it was like a pain in the butt. So that's going to be getting removed. Very good thing. And up next, the Madrazo's dispatch services are now going to be solo, guys. I mean, I literally did not even care about even doing one of these missions because they literally depended on another player. So now it's going to be like completely solo. We don't have to depend on anyone else. I think it's like worth a visit. So I'll probably be taking a look at that as well. Moving on, well, there's the new hold to sprint feature that's going to be added. Okay, we actually got that info earlier itself. And up next, there's going to be, this is basically a cut content that we were supposed to receive in the previous, the DLC. But it was cut content and we actually didn't receive it. So basically Rockstar is using that feature and adding it in this present DLC. So what it is basically is that we could rename our acid lab, right? But Rockstar had designed it in such a way that we could also rename our acid product. So that's actually pretty interesting, just like the acid lab, we could have like fancy names for the acid too. So the plus point here is that we are going to be receiving a 5% bonus, the cell bonus. So a total of 5% will be added for that. And last but not the least, the rank requirements for the daily objectives, new players being locked out of those. So that's going to be revoked as well. That's pretty good. And moving on, there's a glimpse of the 3 older jets, the B-11, Hydra, and the Laser. Moving on to the balancing updates, there's going to be like buried stashes and the treasure chest that will be receiving a bump in the prices. And also the Geralt's last play as well as the super yacht missions are going to be receiving a 25% above bonus increase in the payments. So yeah, for those that's going to be doing these contract missions and so on, it's going to be helpful for you guys. So the older fighter jets, that is the Laser as well as the Hydra, are going to be getting weapons rebalanced. So basically I'm guessing they're going to be getting nerfed. I don't think they'll be getting a buff, but I think they'll be getting a nerf. And last but not the least, guys, finally, a peace of mind for the players that are going to be playing in the public lobbies. The orbital cannon glitch, where we could instantly reset and get refunded for it, that's going to be fixed. Hopefully, it's going to work properly this time. Moving on, there's going to be the new career progress thing. And yeah, the disappointing thing is that, once again, it's kind of locked to the newer gen consoles. So literally nothing for the PC players as well. And I mean, it's been more than a year, guys. The E&D content, the enhanced and expanded content, we literally have not received any of that. So yeah, typical Rockstar. I mean, it's not even a surprise. Rockstar kind of dislikes PC players, so they can't make much money from PC players like they can from the console players. So yeah, that's the bummer thing. We won't be getting any of that this time. And moving on, there's going to be some updates for the creator. I don't want to be boring you guys with these, so I'll just skip these. And if you're interested, you can go ahead and have a look at it. I'll leave the link in the pinned comments, so make sure to check it out. And last but not the least, in the final part, they kind of mention about the community series, where the activities are done by players are going to be showcased on the game. The usual stuff, guys. I mean, it's nothing new. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. And I'm also guessing there's going to be a full-fledged trailer that's going to be releasing later on with a little bit of more information regarding the DLC. So hoping that's going to be somewhat soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Those are all the stuff that's been released for us all. And Let me know what you all think about this down in the comments. Do drop the video a like and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to stay tuned. Thank you all and have a good day.